Good morning. Again, I am here in the HRDOB for the semester 4th and the department sale. Today, I will complete here the two topics. And this is the very important for you. The number one is the industrial relation. And second one is the factors influencing industrial relation. Before moving towards this chapter, I must discuss here the early preface of the industrial relation. In the early days, the industrial relation was called labor relation. Means the labor relation was the synonymous for the industrial relation. But at the time changes, the labor turned to the industrial. Now, the industrial relation should be turned as a labor relation, and the labor relation also be said as the industrial relation. Both is same, both is one, and both are synonyms to each other. As we know, and there is nothing new about it, if the relation is good in the pluralistic society, then definitely a series of the good thing will happen. Good productivity, good growth, good morale, good economical benefits, good recognition, good designation, good morale, good ethics, less labor turnover, more job satisfaction. In the same manner, vice versa. When the relation is the bad, the labor turnover will be much, dissatisfaction will be much, the growth will be less, and the morale will be less, illegitimate thing will happen more, the politics in the organization will much, the conflict in the organization will be more influenced towards development. The personal interest will be much there in the organization. So, being the logical and the professional person, it is always better to shake hand with the good thing. So, it has been tested after 1950 that man is one of the finest important product of the HRM, human industry. And this is not instrument. The man is a product of a sentiments, the value, the integrity. It is not errant-hearted. It should be treated scientifically. It should be treated logically. It should be treated professionally. Here, each and every social scientist, managers, engineers, corporates, the businessmen, the traders understood these things, that good relation always produce the good thing. And what is the good thing and the ultimate aim of the organization? That is the growth, growth and the growth. Here, I am showing something to you. Here, for the making the relation, there is a two end. One end is the employer, or you can say management. Here the management is nothing, it is simply a representative of an employer. And the second one is the industrial or a labor relation or a trade union. Basically, in the organization there is a two party. You can say one party, that is the management or employer, and second party is the labor or industry or the trade union. If there will be a very harmonious, cordial, logical, professional relation, definitely thing will be good. And if the relation is not up to the mark, definitely all the negative thing will happen in the organization, and finally the company will be far from their expectation. Employee will be far from their expectation. So, it has tested and it has become a very logic and it has become a wisdom for the any managers, engineers and the corporates to realize the fact and pay a special attention towards the improving of the relation, because here we are studying the industrial relation. I am giving some important thing to you. Take a one example, you will surprised to know it. The world best and the biggest the job provider has been in the world, that is the Indian Railway. And there has not been all out strike in the Indian Railway since now. All out strike. There was a strike of a little bit, but some that was the influencing on the some different region. But at a totality, there has not been a singular example of a strike in the Indian Railway. It means the relation management and the employer are on the very cordial bond. They know the importance and they are complementing to each other since long past. Basically, the industrial relation is a study and deals with the employer and the employee relation. And here, one side, the manager is the actual representative of an employer side, and whereas for a implies the trade union with the state legal frameworks. As we know that the relation can be only healthy and the sound when the relation is the good and the mutually complicated. One cannot assume the good and the healthy growth of any industry without the mutual accountability. And therefore, Indian Railway sits as at the center for a growth of the organization. As a flux of the changes, the nature and the feature of the Indian Railway is the changing a lot within the environment. The main aim of this theme behind that the concept of the industrial relation is the recognized as fact that labor in the human is being not a commodity. There should be a treated lively being, and every individual differs in the mental and the emotional ability, sentiments and the tradition. Human-like treatment only can improve the relation between the management and the labor. Its absence, the whole edifice of the organizational structure may crumble down with the resulting a series of the displeasure such as strike, gheros, demonstration, slogan shouting and the work stoppage, as I already discussed previously. Right now, I am discussing on a point number 2, the factor influencing of the industrial relation. Because a industry is influenced by the so many factors. Here, number 1 factor, that is the institutional factor. State policy, the labor law, labor union, trade union, employer organization, collective bargaining agreement, and the voluntary code. These are basically a pluralistic society that always on the bargaining to maintain the relation logical and stand still so that company can drive more profit and employee can never be exploited. So these all are the balancing pluralistic tools. Number 2, the economic factor, the type of the ownership, limited company, public limited company, like the level of the unemployment, disparity of the wages, labor market, employment exchange. These are basically a manpower zone. If the more employment will be there, definitely the rate of the employment will be the less. Third is the social factor, the caste, creed, religions, social value. Number 4, technological factor. Type of the technological used, ability to cope with the emerging trends, rate of the technological changes, and the research and the development activities. Number 5, psychological factor. Owner's attitude, behavior, ethics, conflicts, workshop. and the motivational dissatisfaction, satisfaction. These all are the tools. Number 6, political factor. Political, whether your organization is a socialistic country or in a democratic country or in a military rule or in a directorship rule, these are the factor of the concern. Number 7, the what type of the enterprises or organization you are, whether you are limited company, public limited company. And the finally 8, global factor, the economic and the trading policy, international trading, the agreement. So these are this is a very basically important chapter, and please go through it, take a good dive into it, and definitely since onwards I will supply and share the more informative materials to you. In the meantime, I am making a goodbye to you. Thank you very much.